Hi, so here I am in Singapore and we are on the first kind of proper day. I think yesterday it kind of started of the 4-week lockdown that we have here. So I've decided I'm going to change this into daily exercise videos. No, I'm just kidding. So the markets on Monday were obviously raging. Tuesday were fairly flat, and in fact today it's fairly uneventful as well. I think everybody's still trying to find their feet in terms of where the entry points are and things like that. I think the main noteworthy bits of news today are that Denmark and Norway have announced that they're going to start easing up on their lockdown. So Denmark was actually the first country to instigate a lockdown and they're going to be the first country to start letting things get back to normal. So they're reopening kindergartens and some services with the idea of seeing what that does to rates, and then basically gradually reopen everything else. And Norway is also following suit. What's interesting, obviously, is you have Denmark and Norway, and sandwiched in between you have Sweden, who haven't really enforced any kind of lockdowns at all. They've just entrusted their general population to be socially responsible and behave in the right way, and that their medical system will be able to cope with any of the extra influx of patients that are generated from it. So they've really done completely the opposite of every other country in the developed world, and so far it doesn't seem like it's played out that badly. Their economy hasn't been hit as hard. They do seem to be doing okay. Having said that, it's also notable that they seem to be missing on a lot of the graphs and the charts that they show around hospitalizations and death rates. Now, I don't know if that's because there isn't significant enough data or sufficient data being given by the government there, or whether it's just they don't want to compare somebody that's taken a different path, because that might encourage other people to take a different path, and that flies in the face of the kind of WHO advice. But very interesting, Denmark is letting people go back, because that will be a real focus point now for people to watch to see how that starts to manifest itself, because that could be a very positive piece of news if infection rates stay at reasonably under control, or the spike in rates stay reasonably under control as Denmark and Norway get back to work. So actually, although the markets have been a little bit more flat on Tuesday and Wednesday, I think the news is probably a little bit better around now, but still clearly lots of volatility there. The VIX is still above 40. There's still potentially lots of volatility in the market. Lots of businesses obviously very seriously affected by this, so there's definitely no underpinning of any valuations to real earnings. So let's continue to watch and continue to see how things start to shape up. I'll speak to you again tomorrow.